Let's break it all down with our power panel who is standing by for you. We've got an excellent panel on deck for you. Let's bring them in. Trial attorney Mike Jaafar, good to see all of you on today because I want to talk about those bloody jeans and the blood spatter on them. What's your opinion of this case and whether or not blood on his jeans when he admits to stabbing his, well, not stabbing his wife, shooting the man that he said stabbed his wife?
Yeah, I mean, I think the DNA evidence isn't going to matter as much. I mean, there's basically, you know, this confession that, hey, I did the crime, right? This is a case where you're not, I mean, it's not he did the crime, but he did the act, right?
He did the shooting of the, I don't even know what's called Joseph Ryan, the stranger, but he was also there where his wife, he said, was stabbed by someone else.
Right, and so I don't think the blood spatter is going to matter as much as it's going to come down to really the credibility of Juliana. I think that's really what it's going to come down to. If the jury does not believe her, right? If the jury believes that the state manufactured this witness, if the jury believes that she didn't all of a sudden have a road to Damascus moment and find the truth, instead she found leverage, then I think that that's not, that they're going to discredit her. And if they discredit her, if the defense attorney has discredited her, you're going to be looking for not guilty.
Road to Damascus. Road to Damascus moment. Wow, that's impressive, Michael Sterling.
Manufacturing a witness. Manufacturing a witness, please.
So, Holland, what's your opinion of Juliana, since we're already talking about her? We'll get to a lot about her in a minute, but what's your opinion of her testimony on the stand?
So I'm going to go back to what you just said, manufacturing the witness, okay? So we got to deal with believability. We got to deal with what is a perfect witness and what is someone that is your actress and that's going to perform to win the case, right?
By an actress.
Yes, hello. Hi. I can do all it, but what I'm looking at is who was the orchestrator, the puppeteer, who was the actor, who was the performer. And I look at that in the storytelling of this case, and that's what, when you said that, you said manufacturing witness, and I'm just going, oh, is that the angle we're gonna go to in this case? Because if that's what we're gonna do, then that will be what everyone does all the time. This situation, this is an au pair that completely was a part of a scheme, of a story.
You don't think she was the mastermind?
No, I don't think she was the mastermind.
Go ahead, Michael Jaafar.
Yes, go ahead.
So listen, narratives kill you faster in a courtroom than bullets. Every one of those jurors is going to have a narrative. What a bizarre thing. An au pair coming in, taking care of your kid, and at a very minimum, participating in whether it's a criminal murder or a self-defense murder. What a bizarre thing. Pictures of her kissing your husband. I think every one of those jurors are going to have.
You're a co-conspirator.
But the problem is that she didn't find the truth
at a minimum.
until after she received discovery, after she reviewed the evidence, after she had all the materials, after she had an opportunity to know who the witness was.
There was a length of time.
She didn't find, after she wrote all those notes from jail, she didn't find Jesus until after she did all of that.
Let's listen to something that Juliana actually said. She was asked about her documentary that is in the works. Take a listen. Deserve something. Holland, this is financially. How do you think that landed with the jury?
What does she deserve? I don't even understand the question, so please help me out here. Do you think you deserve something? What is it, a lighter sentence is what we're talking about?
She's already getting that.
Is that what we're talking about? Because if she's now flipping, which is what people like this do, then by all means, flip, baby, flip. But this is, I don't understand the question, to be honest with you, but I'm just looking at her. First of all, she's an absolute terrible actress. She is the worst witness that she can have, and she's defending herself terribly across the board.
Michael Sterling, to that point, unlikability, is that something that's going to discredit her when the state's not saying they like her? They just have her as a witness.
Yeah, well, unlikability can lead to the jury not finding you credible, right? And bad actresses get paid all the time. There's a bunch of shows on Tubi that we should all watch. Bad actresses get...
Hey, Court TV is on Tubi, too. You can find some great content on Tubi.
But bad actresses get paid all the time. And but it will come down to, does the jury find her credible? So if they believe she's acting, and even if she's bad at it, right? And the jury says, hey, we don't find her credible. We do believe she's acting. We do believe she's making this stuff up. We do believe that she didn't, find the truth until after she did review the discovery and all the evidence.
Go back and look at, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, they needed to have Michael Sterling on the defense team because he absolutely broke it down. I'll keep it even more simple. They're not going to believe her.
No,
they're not going to like her, and they're not going to believe her. She's a complete liar. Whether or not they convict him or not, man, it's just too outlandish to believe that all of it is made up. This is going to be taught in law school exam, but this is unbelievable.
Let's take a look at some video that was shown today, because we're talking a lot about Juliana, but she's not even on trial. It's Brendan Banfield who's on trial. And there was some video played today of him at a McDonald's, where this was part of the plot. He was supposed to go to work, but be at a McDonald's, and he was going to stay there until Juliana called him to say, it's time now to come to the house. There's a man here that's attacking your wife. And that was the entire setup for him to come and shoot and kill this man who the prosecution says they lured in. So this was shown to the jury today. What do you all think about Brendan Banfield's innocence in all of this? Because it really doesn't matter about Juliana. It's whether they are going to believe him or his defense.
But let's go back for a second, right? You don't have to believe her all the way. You don't have to I mean, if you discredit her enough, it's not, is he innocent? It's, has the prosecution proven him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt? And if the defense is good at their job, you're going to stand up in closing argument and you're going to say a reasonable doubt is a reason you can give and articulate. Let me give you some reasons to doubt. She lied, she did this, she did that, and you walk the jury and give the jury every reason to doubt. So the jury may walk away saying, I don't think it's all made up, but I also don't fully believe her, and I've got some doubt as to whether or not he's guilty of murder.
So I'm gonna jump in. Can I jump in really quick? And I'm just gonna say this. Okay, so I think in addition to what you're saying, when they start doing discovery, which I'm sure which is all the things that are happening, what are the patterns? What were the patterns prior to this? I feel like this is based on behavior more than anything. Like, of course, all the documents, all the things coming forward. Yeah, they have the video of the McDonald's. What were all the patterns prior to this? Did you guys set up times that you met, times that you were at the house, times that we were doing this, times you were on the phone calls? What time were you allowed to call me? What have you? So I think behavior and patterns are going to play a very big part in. Am I wrong?
And a lot of that is part of the state's case. Go ahead, Michael Jaafar.
I agree, but I think it's going to come down to whether or not the jury believed that he believed this was his ride or die chick. I think if the jury believes that he thought this was his ride or die chick, and then it doesn't matter. They're going to backfill intent. They're going to backfill patterns. They're going to backfill reasonable doubt. All of it. They think that he thought this was his ride or die chick, and she flipped on him after a few months. Then case is over.
He was not arrested for 20 months. Does that mean that the state did not have a case until she flipped?
She flipped. She's not believable. Look at the first video. That's the worst acting I've ever seen in my life. I wouldn't cast her in a freaking McDonald's commercial.
Michael Sterling, what do you think? Did they have a case without Juliana?
Absolutely not. She's their key witness. She's their most important witness. She's the only witness that puts him in there, right? And she didn't find the truth. She found leverage.
Let's say she's telling the truth. Humor me, Holland. She's arguing that she wasn't the mastermind. That's the biggest thing here. Based on what you saw from her, if she's telling the truth, do you think it's possible that she could be the one who put all of this in motion to try and get with her boss, her former lover?
Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate here as a woman that is alpha female, and also I love my men. Let me listen, because I've been on panels with a bunch of women lately, and let me just say this: women are the masterminds of everything. And
100%. You can ask my wife that.
I'm just saying this: we can put ideas in your head without you even knowing that we put ideas in your head. And I'm not saying that she's doing this. I'm saying that they did it together, and they are equally responsible for the outcome of this situation. And let's just also go back to the person that is now being framed for all of this. And it's just unfortunate because these two individuals, they orchestrated this, and I don't believe for 1 second that she was like, hey, babe, let's just talk about it. And let's put it down. Yeah. I'm sorry. I love my women, but I also know my men, and I guarantee you both of them were like, well, all right.
We got to leave it there. Okay. I think that's a good note to leave it on, because the jury is going to come back, not tomorrow, court is dark there, but they will be back after the Martin Luther King holiday on Tuesday. The reason why this moment in time is so critical to this case is because it's before the shooter barricaded himself in rooms 111 and 112. So there may have been the opportunity to deny him and delay him. That's what the prosecution is arguing here. Let's bring back in our power panel. We have with us Michael Sterling, Holland Reed, and Mike Jaafar. Mike Jaafar, I'm going to go out to you and see what you think about this particular evidence. Is this the biggest evidence of the trial so far?
Absolutely. Look, I put school shooting cases in two buckets: real criminal cases or Monday morning quarterback cases. When I heard that this guy was charged, I thought it was one of those Monday morning quarterback cases until I saw the evidence that you're talking about and the video of him leaning on the wall for over an hour while close to 20 kids were slaughtered. I think this evidence is very powerful because it builds a narrative for the jury, which is this person was not just a coward. Listen, when I drive by a crime scene, I'm a coward too. But I'm a civilian, right? I don't have the training, right? But it's not criminal to just not go into the school, but to do what he did and to that level and to not follow anything, none of his training, not penetrate the school, not do anything. I think they put me over the line. Today was the first day where I thought maybe they're going to get a conviction.
Okay, he's reacting there. Michael Jaafar, he's saying, and there's another part where he says that the shooter is there in the middle. So it seems like he does have some knowledge.
Yeah, no, he does. So look, I've vacillated between agreeing with both of my co-panelists, right? Up until today, I was in the Michael Sterling camp on this, which I don't think there's criminal culpability. I think the evidence that you just showed shows that, to me, I think he crossed the line, because I wanted to understand, what would I do if I was in that situation? What would I do if I was under that anxiety, right? So what did I do? I went to AI. I said, compare his duty handgun in power with the AR-15 rifle that was used by the assailant. And so what AI told me was, if you want to compare those two handguns by way of animal, his handgun was a guard dog and the AR-15 is a tiger in the wild. So to me, I thought to myself, for sure, this guy should be found not guilty because he was not, his training, because what Michael's saying is, his training is not this automatic thing. I agree, right? Because he's still a human being. He's not a robot. But at the end of the day, man, that's all he had to do, and he did nothing. Just the video of him leaning on the wall today and just leaning there for a long time, to me, it just rubbed me to a point where he's not being charged with murder. He's being charged with low-level felonies. So perhaps it's going to stick.
Does it rise to the level where you should be charged with a crime and be facing the loss of your freedom?
But not just him.
Because it was a tragic,
Michael,
it was unquestionably tragic.
Not just him, not just him.
I just want to add something. Again, I was in the Michael Sterling argument up until today, but here's the thing. He meets the elements, Julia. He meets the elements of the crime he's charged, because he's not charged with murder. He's not charged with any kind of premeditation or reckless murder. He's not even charged with manslaughter. He's charged with a crime. I read the elements. I think he meets the elements right on the nose. I don't see how he gets out of a conviction.
We will see what happens. We have to leave it there. Thank you all for your opinions and your passion about such a heartbreaking case that has impacted so many in that area, but also our country.
Michael, and it doesn't help when you have these silly jumpsuits in these remote court hearings. Everybody looks guilty, even your dentist, right? You could beam Santa Claus into that hearing and people would look at him and say, I don't trust him, right? So it's everything Michael just said, and that silly orange jumpsuit, and these remote court hearings. I mean, he's guilty. In the court of public opinion, he's guilty. It's a travesty. I hate that. And you know what I hate even more? Those self-aggrandizing press conferences that prosecutors have, where they announce the stuff as though they're this champion of the champions. It's crazy. I'm not saying this guy's innocent. I'm not saying he's guilty. But at the end of the day, it's due process violations. It's not fair. The way they lay it out, it just frustrates me. Not just as a defense attorney. I want people to know, literally, a lot of times prosecutors will have a press conference. A lot of the stuff they say is completely bogus out of competitive zeal.
All right, let's get to our entertainment host. Calm and managed to sleep 5 hours in a chair before his arraignment. Let's bring back in our guest panel, see what they think about it, get their takes. And a reminder, you each have 25 seconds on the clock so that we can get to all of you. And Michael Jaafar, he's got a great defense attorney, Michael Brown, representing him. What do you think happens at this trial that we're not expecting? Or do you think it's going to get moved again?
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a complete marathon. I don't think it's going to be moved. People don't know this. There's a big Netflix documentary, multi-series Netflix documentary about this. I watched the whole thing. It's disgusting. It's sad. The lengths that the prosecution and that the investigators went to catch him. They went undercover. I guess he was like a property assessor of some sort. They went through great lengths. He was in the right time, right place. DNA linked him. I think that's why the judge wants to keep going with it.
All right, and that's the time. Let's move to story number 2. This one out of Ohio. Prosecutors there are asking a judge to rethink this decision about tossing out a confession made by an Amish man who's charged with the murder and rape and kidnapping of another woman in his Amish community. And the judge ruled that Samuel Hochstetler, who talked to the authorities after they asked him to clear his conscience, he said that his rights were violated and that when deputies read him his rights, he made his statements, it was a no-go at trial. So it's not coming in at this point. Now, Hochstetler speaks Pennsylvania Dutch as his first language, and he was told that having a lawyer was like having a church bishop seeking forgiveness, which the judge said likely made him think that confessing would help him, not hurt him. Prosecutors argue that Miranda didn't even apply because Hochstetler wasn't in custody yet. A judge is going to hear arguments about reconsidering this on January 26th. Michael Jaafar, what's your take on this? And let me add in there that we have a situation where this is recorded. Police just asked him to go ahead. This is important. If you want to clear your conscience, go ahead and tell us what happened.
People don't understand how many confessions are false, how many are under duress, how many are just made up. People don't understand that. Anyone who's watching this, Michael's a former prosecutor. He's probably thinking, wow, that's a very stupid take by Mike Jaafar, which is what my wife tells me whenever we disagree about dinner. But at the end of the day, a lot of people have false confessions. You can't really take a confession at its word. I think that this was the right decision. I agree with Michael about the Miranda and how it works. Yes, I think the judge did the right thing.
Michael Jaafar, I just want to mention that he does say there was a fire in his house and that he had to get his family out. So is there a possibility that he was putting out his own fire to get this wound? Can we tell arson from a wound like that, in your opinion, as a former public defender?
Yeah, absolutely. You can, and they will. Narrative. It kills you. If anybody on the jury starts to believe the narrative that he's lying and that was not from the fire in his house, but the arson that he did at the other house, then that narrative is going to carry the day. Man, Michael Sterling has given me a lot of one-liners I plan on using. Motives. Good job, Michael. It just helped my career tremendously today. Yes, I do believe. I do. And Holland called me handsome on the last block, so I'm glad I won today. Today's a good day.
It's been a good night. Thank you all for being with us. Michael Jaafar, Michael Sterling, and Holland Reed. We really appreciate our power panel. Thank you for connecting with us and joining the conversation. I'm Julia Jenae for Court of Opinion, reminding you that we all have opinions and they should always be rooted in facts when we can. Research, educate yourself, as Holland was saying. We should also be striving to respect the other's opinion, even when we don't agree. But don't go anywhere. Coming up, closing arguments with Vinnie Politan is starting in just a minute.